This is not a vanity thing, but so often strangers stop me on the street and ask me what I do to look the way I do. It happens at the gym, when I'm at the grocery store, out running errands, at the airport, usually wherever I'm wearing workout gear or a tank top or something. And I'm assuming it's because I have a rather lean physique and more muscle than a typical woman at my age, especially. And every time they ask, I know what they're really hoping I'll say. They want a secret. They want to know what trick that I figured out that nobody else knows about. And honestly, every time it kind of embarrasses me a little bit when they ask because of course I don't have a secret and I can never come up with something interesting enough to entertain their question. So I decided to think about what it is that people are actually seeing when they look at me and when they stop to ask me. And what I came up with is the most ordinary, unglamorous thing in the world. But it's also, I think, the exact thing that most people keep skipping over while they're chasing something seemingly better or faster. So in this episode, I want you to stop looking for the magic answer because I'm gonna give you the real one, the one that I think makes all of the difference. And in case you're new here, I'm Andrea and I've lost 20 pounds in my mid to late 30s. I've kept it off for 10 years now through perimenopause, and I'm a double certified nutrition and fitness coach. Let me tell you what I think is the reason for what people are seeing, why it works for us over 40 when nothing else has, and how to start doing it yourself even on days where you're nowhere near perfect. What people see when they look at me is just the sum of a lot of ordinary days where I did the healthy thing when I didn't feel like it. Meaning I'm incredibly consistent. That's the whole secret. And it's about the least exciting sentence that I can say out loud. And if you're ready to tune out, don't. Stay with me because I promise it gets deeper. Let me tell you what consistency looks like for me, and be forewarned that it is much less impressive than people want it to be. But I think that's the point, and that's also a great thing. Take the gym, for example. I go to the gym 4 to 5 days a week, and on plenty of those days, I do not want to be there. I'm either tired or bloated or just in the mood where I'd literally rather do anything else. And I don't pretend I'm above that. I literally say it so often on mornings to my husband when we're having coffee and I'm heading out the door that I don't want to go to the gym. I don't feel like it. He even knows that if I call him within 15 minutes of leaving the house, the first thing he says to me when he picks up the phone is get in the gym. Because he knows I'm sitting in my car in the gym parking lot, literally doing everything I can to procrastinate working out. But I say this while I'm lacing up my shoes or grabbing my Celsius or walking out the door because not feeling like it has never been once a good enough reason for me to skip. The thing that saves me on those days is that I don't tell myself I have to go and give it everything or have a normal workout. If I'm dragging, I will go and just say do 30 minutes and lighter than usual. Just move your body, and that's completely fine. The workout doesn't have to be great every single day. I just don't let myself have the out. Because the second I give myself permission to skip just this once, that once easily turns into a habit where I let myself off the hook so easily. And the habit is what changes your body in whatever direction you keep feeding it. Food, diet, and nutrition work the same for me as well. I don't restrict. I'm not always eating perfectly either. French fries are my favorite food and I eat them all the time. I drink wine when I want to. I go out for happy hours and brunches and dinners, and I enjoy them all. But I also don't give myself a free-for-all when I do eat out because that's how it can so easily snowball and get away from me. So when I do order something indulgent, I'll clean it up a little bit. And then instead of having a version of a meal that's maybe 2,000 calories, I'll order it in a way that's closer to 1,000 calories, but it's still delicious. An example of this is when I would eat meat and order a filet at a restaurant. I would ask for it to be cooked without butter, or I will order vegetables that are steamed instead of sauteed. Or if I order baked potato, I'll get all the toppings on the side so I can manage them myself, or order salad and have the dressing on the side. Like just simple things that for me make it very easy to bring down the calories without really sacrificing anything. So I'm just making good decisions more often than the bad ones, and then letting myself live the rest of the time without the guilt. And that last part matters so much. I don't reprimand myself. I don't spiral over eating a meal or a weekend out or a vacation where I'm eating out all the time. I make solid choices the majority of the time, and I've stopped attaching shame to the times that I don't. So why does this ordinary approach beat the more intense ones or fads or quick fixes? It's because those don't last. And not only that, but over 40, they cost you more than they actually give you in return. We are wired to want fast results as a culture, as a society, as women. We want weight loss yesterday, right? We cut out carbs from our diet. We go as hard as possible with our calorie deficit. We want to lose as much weight as we can and as quickly as we can. And that works for a few weeks when we go all in, which is exactly what makes it so tempting. But it isn't something a real life or a lifestyle can actually hold on to and do sustainably. So because it's unsustainable, you back off and then the weight comes back and then you end up farther behind than when you started. And in our 40s and 50s, that hard, restrictive style does more than just backfire on your weight. It stresses your body out. It drains all of your energy and your quality of life for results that were never going to stick around, that you were never going to be able to maintain. When all you really needed was a little more consistency with the healthy stuff than the unhealthy stuff. And what's more is that women think that we have to be at 100% compliance or 90 or even 80% towards diets and fitness goals in order to make progress or in order for it to be worth it, right? To make that sacrifice. But that kind of thinking can be the reason that you never hit your goals because that is asking a lot from anyone's life. It's impossible for anybody to be 80% or more compliant to diet and fitness all the time. Sometimes I'm at 80%, but sometimes I'm at 50%, and that's okay. If you could be 60% consistent, if you could do the good thing, the healthy thing more often than you don't, your body will respond positively. Sure, it might be slower at first, but I always say that slow is the fastest way to lose weight. Not only will you reach your goal eventually, because you will, but you'll also be able to maintain it and have created these amazing healthy habits along the way that are now part of your lifestyle and never felt like restriction. 60% is the number that changes things, and it's the number that you can reliably hit and fit into your lifestyle going forward. But what's equally important to call out is that the same way consistency built my results, it can build the opposite when it's pointed in the wrong direction. So if you're consistently eating out, consistently skipping healthy grocery shopping, consistently talking yourself out of going to the gym or going for walks, like all of that adds up too. And it gets you farther away from the version of yourself that you want to be. So you have to have an honest conversation with yourself. Are the outs that you're giving yourself real ones? Are they rooted in substance? Or are they just comfortable excuses that you've gotten so used to leaning on? And if part of what's stopping you from moving forward and pursuing your goals is that you're not even sure what the right things are for your body, that's worth sorting out first because you can't be consistent with a plan that you don't have. I have a free metabolism type quiz to help you exactly with that. It takes about 2 minutes and it's gonna tell you what's going on with your body so that you know what to be consistent with. But I'll say more about that in a second. So if you've been out there looking for the trick that I or others know, but you don't, please hear me when I say that there isn't one. The results that you're after are on the other side of a lot of ordinary, unglamorous, boring days done more often than not. It's being consistent with the right things. And that is, even though it's boring, the best news I could give you because ordinary is easy. The only thing standing between you and the results that you want is how often you let yourself off the hook. Okay, your next step is simple. The fastest way to make all of that consistency pay off is to point it at the right things for your body. And this tells you what those are. Take that free metabolism type quiz. It tells you which of the 5 metabolism types you are. Again, it takes about 2 minutes, it's free, and you'll find out the specific things holding your results back and what to focus on first. I'll link the quiz in the description below. If this video was helpful for you, please hit that like button so that more women over 40 can find this and get it in their feed. And also hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. And if you want more on all things health, fitness, nutrition, lifestyle for us women over 40, come and join the Behind the Body community. Every week, I will send you something directly to your inbox to help you keep making progress. You can sign up for free at behindthebody.com/newsletter. And if you want to know why cardio backfires on your weight loss after 40, watch this video next. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.